Right, so Keir Starmer's shadow education secretary, Bridget Phillipson, a woman who looks like somebody chose to clone Rachel Reeves, right down to the right-wing views and the talking too fast, seemingly for no other reason than to remove some of the nasalness, add a northern accent, a little bit of the common touch there, and pretend to be in touch with ordinary people, has in an interview on grammar schools apparently dropped a bit of a truth nugget. Surely an accent, of course. She's one of Starmer's sort. They don't do that. They aren't honest with people willy-nilly. But she said that she doesn't think structural change in this country should be a priority for government. Well, things are working so well under the Tories after all. Why would we change a thing? Great Britain, the land of milk and honey, where all the streets are paved with gold, of course. Come off it. Things are absolutely dire, and much of that stems from the structures that are in place and being put in place still, at least a year away from a general election, since on current polling, there is no way in hell the Tories are going to call one early. That in and of itself is one structural change it would be good to see. We, the public, can't force an election. Despite polling showing the Tories are absolutely screwed right now, the majority of the country absolutely hate their weaselly black guts. They are prolonging the inevitable, seemingly. But given the vast swathes of corruption, abuses of power, greed, and scandal that has been on show, surely should there not be some kind of procedure to force them out if we aren't happy? There are procedures in place to force out MPs if found guilty of misconduct. In their case, it's all under the Recall Petitions Act of 2015, where a by-election can be forced if at least 10% of a constituency vote to trigger a by-election or sign the petition to trigger a by-election. But they have to be guilty of something, they have to be found guilty of something. So it's not exactly up to us then either. Here we have a government led by people found and prosecuted for breaking the law, for heaven's sake. Why can we not have a vote on removing them? Functionally, it's because both main parties, when in power, are always in it for themselves, of course, and would never introduce such a thing. It's only once every 5 years they give a damn about what we have to say, what our opinions are, and that's when they need our vote. Why give us the power to take that away from them at any other time? A slightly less extreme but perfectly valid structural change would be any change of Prime Minister should trigger a general election, so we no longer end up with the likes of Liz Truss or Rishi Sunak forced upon us without a vote outside their own small membership of a right-wing party being cast. Let's bring it back to Starmer a bit, though. This includes the Tories, of course, as well, and that's the issue of second jobs. Is being an elected MP a position of enormous privilege and an extremely well-paid one not enough for some people? Why the need for second jobs? Surely Starmer should stop that. Fat chance when he wanted to carry on working for a law firm himself whilst he was shadow Brexit secretary, something Corbyn stopped him from doing. We all know how much he hates being told what to do, much prefers to be issuing the orders and the diktat, so perhaps that's why Starmer has treated Corbyn the way he has since. Revenge and petulance? How about putting an end to donations from vested interests to MPs? That'd be a good structural change, wouldn't it? But Starmer is bought and paid for by the Israel lobby and private health donations. They don't hand their money over for nothing. For as long as MPs can be bought and paid for, what chances are there of them working for us for the meaningful changes we need? An end to warmongering without some kind of a referendum. Tie our politicians' hands from launching into such action without public say-so. I quite like the sound of that, especially with how unstable the world around us seems to be. But given Starmer, a man who has refused to say what financial commitments he'd make regarding the workers and services in our struggling economy, the money he'd put in ordinary working class pockets, not least the funding for schools and teachers, which are Bridget Phillipson's remit. But he's gone to Ukraine, he's met Volodymyr Zelensky, and he's promised him Labour's ongoing support. You can see he really is the heir to Blair in more ways than one. Starmer has, at time of writing, or is at time of writing, doing yet another relaunch. Yes, another relaunch, with yet another list of promises, of pledges. He's calling these ones missions. He really is going to run out of describing words one day for his lies, functionally. But it's just another list of things he won't keep his word on, isn't it? I'll come on to how pathetic these have turned out to be in another video, though. Functionally, though, even if Labour has said significant structural changes coming, I wouldn't believe them with a liar like Starmer still leading them. The Tories are ramming through voter ID changes right now that will stop millions from voting in the local elections in May. That's a structural change. Labour are against that, but would they reverse it in power? I'll believe that when I see it. Right now, our energy bills remain sky high, and the best Starmer has said on this is he'd freeze them where they are, when they're already too damned high for too many people. What help is that going to be? What difference is that going to make to ordinary people? Keir Starmer is the sort of person who, if they told me it was raining, I'd check the window. His word is worthless. He's proven that time after time after time. This matters because it feels inevitable that nothing will ever change. Nothing can be changed. That all politicians are the same, with all the disenfranchisement and apathy and hurt to our democracy that comes with there being no meaningful choice for voters or willpower from any politician to do so. The one politician who is determined to see some structural change is the one politician Starmer is determined to block from standing for Labour ever again. Bridget Phillipson saying nothing will change, though, is probably the most honest prospect of a Starmer-led Labour government, the most honest description we've had that we're ever going to get. I've got over a handful of changes I think would be good, but what structural changes would you like to see? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching again. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit like and subscribe, leave a comment and hit the notification bell too, so you don't miss the next one. Also, look out for me on social media and other interesting stuff by clicking the Linktree link in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, folks.